Hello students, and welcome to the next lesson in our AS level psychology course. Today we're going to be looking at operant conditioning. The learning theory of attachment. There are two main theories that explain why organisms will attach. One of the two is the learning theory. Now this states that humans have drivers such as hunger and comfort, and these drivers have to be reduced in order for the human to live healthily. Infants will form attachments with caregivers because the caregivers have the ability to suppress these drivers. For example, they can comfort them or they can give them food which will suppress their drivers. So what is operant conditioning and how does this relate to the learning theory of attachment? Operant conditioning is learning that takes place due to the consequences from one's actions. The consequence is called the reinforcer. Skinner was a scientist who showed how attachment worked in the Skinner's box experiment. Skinner's box. So here we have a box which had a tube that has food which can then go into the box. He put a rat inside the box that was pretty much taught or was being a subject to operant conditioning in order to show how it could get its food. The rat was simply put into the box with a lever that he's holding right now that was controlling a food dispenser. So the food was put at the top of the box which the rat couldn't see. If the rat pulled the lever, the food would come down, but before that the rat was taught that it had to be in a certain area in the box to have a pellet drop. If he was in a certain distance to the lever, a pellet would automatically drop. Over time, the rat had to be closer and closer to the lever for a pellet to fall. So if the rat would move away from the lever, no pellets would fall, but if it would come closer, a pellet would fall again. So he kept doing this again and again until the rat learned it had to be right next to the lever until they would keep falling. Then there would be a point where they stopped falling until he had to physically touch and push the lever to make them fall down. So by doing this, the food would then fall down again. The rat then learned by a consequence of his actions to have to be near the lever or to then actually push it, that it would get the reward in the form of a pellet. So how does operant conditioning work in attachment? Well, the baby learns to have to form this attachment with the mother through its consequences. The baby can cry because it needs a primary reinforcer, for example, the mother to have to suppress its hunger. So this is called an action. The mother is then encouraged to feed the baby because it's crying. This is a response to the action. The baby gets the food from the mother, and this is the reward. As a result, the baby learns that it must cry in order to get food. The mother becomes the secondary reinforcer because she's suppressing the baby's drivers. As a result, she's removing the baby's discomfort, and the baby will attach to her because it learns that in order to get its food and to have all of its drivers suppressed, it has to attach to the mother. Here are some questions to do with operant conditioning. Have a go at answering these and then press pause to give yourself time. Hit play whenever you're ready to see the answers. Here are the answers. If you got all of these right, congratulations. I'd advise you to move on to the next video, which will be on the learning theory of attachment evaluation. If you want any more A-level revision psychology revision material, be sure to check out www.revisealevel.co.uk for brand new material on glossaries, essays, and notes on all your subjects. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.